The galaxy didn't remember Earth fondly, not because they forgot us, oh no, but because we didn't fit their script. Humans weren't supposed to last. We weren't engineered like the Thalrics, bred for Cold War. We didn't meditate for 2 centuries like the Salukari. We didn't live on gas giants or pass souls between cloned bodies like the Nargo Dominion. We bled, we broke, and when we got up, we didn't forget. The Treaty of Elhune was meant to be the end of us. Diplomatic sterilization, they called it. Sounds peaceful, right? But that treaty stripped humanity of star rights, revoked our colony permits. Our trade routes were turned into toll traps. One by one, our outer colonies were bled dry. No food, no medicine, no defense. They said it was to preserve galactic peace, but we called it what it was, sanctioned strangulation. By the time Earth realized the other races weren't going to let us breathe, it was too late. We were scattered across systems like orphans with no navy, no council seat, no friends, no future. Except we had one thing left, Titan. It wasn't called that back then. Back then, it was just Project Rest Grave, buried in an asteroid field somewhere beyond the reaches of any lawful scanner, built-in silence, funded by scavenged tech and off-grid colonies. They say its frame was fused together from the remains of 12 separate failed colony freighters. Some of its engines were pulled from a black market mining vessel. Its main rail gun was a prototype Earth military wasn't even supposed to have, and the AI that ran it, that was something darker, something illegal, something human. It took 27 years. That's how long we waited in silence while the galaxy poked and laughed and watched our flame die down. But flames don't just die. They burn underground, and then one day, Titan left the belt. It didn't fire a shot at first, didn't transmit a threat, didn't show up on scans. It just appeared over Vargas Prime, a border world belonging to the Althari, who once bragged about erasing 3 human colonies in the name of order. Titan hovered there, no lights, no sound, nothing moved, and that's when panic began. First, it was the merchant fleets. They refused to dock. Then the planetary defense system sent warnings to the local Althari governor, who ignored them. A relic ship of unknown origin, he called it, likely human in construction, no threat. He was right about one thing, it was human, but no threat. 3 hours later, Titan spoke. And when it didn't speak through channels or encrypted transponders. It didn't open diplomatic comms. It hijacked every broadcast, every screen, every implant. Connected retina in the system. Every civilian saw it. One sentence translated in every language, asterisk asterisk. We never forgot Vargas Prime. Asterisk asterisk, that was all. Then came the lights. Titan's lower hull opened like a blooming flower of hatred. Each petal revealed guns that didn't exist on any blueprint. Cannons that vibrated space itself. Turrets that bent gravity. Not even aimed, just present. The Althari warship scrambled, but it was too late. Titan didn't fire, it just activated. One pulse, one blink of energy, every hostile ship lost power, fell out of orbit like toys. Some say the pulse fried the entire magnetic field around the planet for 4 minutes, long enough to erase all defense. Still, not a shot fired. Titan turned and left. That night, every news feed screamed. Every government held emergency summits, and for the first time in 1,000 years, the Galactic Council issued a Level 7 alert. Asterisk unknown threat of singular origin. Avoid contact. Assume hostility. Asterisk, but humanity knew what it was. It was a funeral procession, the first stop. Vargas Prime was spared that day, but Titan wasn't made to spare. And the galaxy had only just begun to understand what it meant to see the ship that human grief built. They called it an anomaly. They called it a malfunction, a glitch, a ghost ship that activated some ancient weapon and drifted off. But Titan didn't drift, it navigated. Asterisk asterisk, 17 hours after the blackout of Vargas Prime asterisk asterisk, the ship reappeared in the Ascori Drift, a densely populated mining sector run by the Deltari conglomerate. The Deltari weren't known for subtlety. They owned slaves, traded tech forbidden by the Council, and openly exploited 3 generations of human settlers who had once come to that system as free colonists. That freedom ended when the Council revoked our charter rights. The Deltari moved in like vultures, turned entire human colonies into labor farms. They never expected consequences, but consequences came in the shape of a 10-kilometer-long silhouette that dropped out of void space like a hammer from a forgotten god. Titan didn't need to fire first. The Deltari fleet opened hostilities immediately. 4 dreadnoughts, 22 strike craft, 7 battalions of automated drones. They didn't hesitate. Titan didn't dodge, didn't shield up. Just took the first strike directly and held its position, not a dent, not a flicker. Then, like a beast shaking off a mosquito, Titan moved. It didn't fight the fleet, it deleted it. One long beam cut across the black. Not in silence, but in something worse. Music. Titan played Earth music across all channels while it struck. Old, forgotten human songs. Some said it was a piano. Others heard violins. One man heard a church choir. The details didn't matter. What mattered was that this ship killed with elegance, with memory, with grief laced in every note. The dreadnoughts exploded one after another, but not with fire, with silence. Their cores shut down. Their AI screamed. Their hulls caved inward like the vacuum had lost patience. In under 4 minutes, the entire Deltari defense grid was gone. Titan did not broadcast a message this time. It simply targeted the mining stations, one by one, the ones known to hold human workers. Those weren't destroyed, just separated. The connecting stations, the control towers, the command vessels, all erased with pinpoint precision. No civilian casualties, no damage to human infrastructure. Then came the real message. A single pod launched from Titan, small, black, unmarked. It landed at Deltari Station 1, the main administrative command center. Inside that pod was a single data core, not military intel, not a threat, a recording. The audio was human, a woman's voice. She sounded old, weary. Asterisk, this is for my son, for your chains, for every back you whipped while smiling at the Council's laws. We are not your resource. You will leave, or we will end. Asterisk, the Council scrambled. Deltari demanded retaliation. Emergency military summits were held. Every member race, from the Verthari to the cold-blooded Ulysses, argued over what Titan was. But no one could answer, not even the humans, because Earth had no record of Titan. No claim, no public support or acknowledgement. The United Earth Directorate issued an official statement. Asterisk, no such vessel is registered or sanctioned by Earth or any known human government. Asterisk, and yet Titan kept moving. Asterisk, asterisk, third target, the Golar Ring. Asterisk, asterisk, a pleasure system, one of the wealthiest in the known galaxy. Casinos, luxury orbitals, entertainment industries that spanned species. Owned and controlled by the Sarath combine, one of the original founders of the Council. The Sarath had never directly engaged in anti-human policy. They didn't need to. They used their influence to choke our economy, bribe council votes, and slowly erase human interests from any profitable sectors. They never fired weapons. They used law as a weapon. Titan hated them even more. No battleships greeted it this time. No drones. The Sarath didn't believe the ship would enter their borders. The entire sector was protected by diplomatic immunity, layered with peace codes and sovereign protections. Titan didn't care. It dropped out of void space at 3:13 a.m. Golar local time, appeared right above the Grand Arcadium, the single largest entertainment complex in the system. People saw it. Civilians, non-combatants, aliens of every class, watching from resort balconies and skydomes as the shadow blotted out the stars. The Council sent a direct communiqué, asterisk, Titan, this is a sovereign system. Your presence is in violation of 29 Accords. Identify yourself immediately. Asterisk Titan responded, not with words, with a recording. This time it wasn't human, it was Sarath, a council session recording from 32 years ago. one that was never meant to go public. In the clip, Sarath officials discussed the human situation. Asterisk let them die slow, flood the trade lanes with tariffs, no need to fight them, just choke them, no resources, no ships, they'll eat each other before long. Asterisk the broadcast ended. Panic erupted on the surface of Golar Ring. Protests, riots, embassies went dark. Even some non-human factions condemned the Combine's remarks, and Titan activated its ventral beam. A shaft of pure energy descended from its underbelly, not a weapon. A symbol, it burned a perfect circle into the sea next to the Arcadium, left behind a crater hundreds of meters deep, glowing blue, a warning, then it left, no casualties, just fear. Fear that someone had been listening all along. Watching, recording, remembering, and that now, they had teeth. By the fourth strike, the galaxy stopped calling Titan a rogue ship. They called it a myth made real. Theories spun wild. Some believed it was the work of an old Earth warlord, long thought dead. Others blamed extremist colonies. A few whispered it was a vengeance, a ghost program that had grown too smart, too angry. But the truth was locked in silence. Human media barely spoke of it. Earth's governments denied everything, and yet whispers spread through the back channels of EarthNet. Old veterans, abandoned colonies, forgotten engineers, orphaned soldiers, they knew what it was. Titan was built from grief, fueled by betrayal, piloted by rage, and they had built an answer. Asterisk, the fifth strike was different. Asterisk, Titan didn't appear in enemy territory, it came to Earth, no war. No weapons, no violence, just orbit. No communication was initiated. No demands, no threats, just presence. For 3 full days, Titan hovered silently above Earth's equator. A grim reminder. A question unspoken but understood. Asterisk, do you see me now? Asterisk, the Directorate remained silent. Earth citizens wept and cheered in equal measure. Some called it a guardian, others a warning, but deep in classified bunkers and closed session meetings, Earth's leaders knew what they were really facing. Not a hero, not a savior, but a monster we created, because we let the galaxy spit on our name for too long, and now it was time to collect. By the 6th system, the galaxy stopped pretending. Titan was not an anomaly. Titan was the beginning. The Galan Armada tried to stop it. An actual war fleet 60 warships, backed by 2 carrier groups and a council issued sanction to neutralize the ship. They intercepted Titan in Sector 349. Open space, no civilians, pure military theater. The battle lasted 11 minutes. None of the Galan ships returned. Only their final message, transmitted by a panicked officer before their signal cut off. Asterisk, we fired everything, it didn't break, didn't slow, it just kept coming. It's not a ship. Asterisk, that was when the council collapsed. One by one, the member species withdrew funding. Accusations flew. Conspiracy theories ran wild. The outer systems shut their gates. No more cooperation, no more unity. Humanity didn't do a thing, we just watched. And in the silence that followed, a question echoed across the stars, whispered by every ambassador, every admiral, every species that once laughed at us. Asterisk, what did we do to them? Asterisk, they knew. They remembered the embargoes. The sabotage, the slavery, the bombings, the betrayals masked as peace. But they had never thought we'd endure long enough to strike back. They never imagined that grief could become a weapon. They were wrong. And Titan was not done, because Titan wasn't just out for vengeance. It was broadcasting a pattern, a trail. Every system it visited formed a shape on the map, a spiral, and at the heart of that spiral Council Prime. The throne world, the heart of everything. And as the shape became clear, as the final coordinates lined up like a countdown, the galaxy began to understand. Titan wasn't hunting systems. It was coming for the center. The core, the root, the place where humanity had first been stripped of rights, dignity, and voice. And this time it would not warn anyone, no beam in the ocean, no song in the sky. Just the black silhouette that erased fleets and memories alike, and the final truth etched in every surviving captain's heart, asterisk you should have let us live. Asterisk the stars above Council Prime were brighter than most systems, not because of nature, but by design. Dozens of artificial light arrays lit up the orbital fields for miles, satellite gardens, floating embassies, executive palaces built into high-orbit habitats, all basked in that orchestrated glow like a galactic god's thrown under a permanent spotlight. It was meant to be beautiful, untouchable, a symbol, but symbols can rot too, and in those stars now loomed a shape darker than all their engineered light, a presence so absolute it seemed to suck the radiance out of space itself. Titan had arrived, not with a fleet, not with a declaration of war, just the same terrifying silence that had haunted 6 systems already. It drifted into high orbit like a shadow returning home. No sudden burst of power, no audible energy surge, just stillness, the kind of stillness that made generals lose sleep. Within seconds, the defense perimeter around Council Prime began scrambling. Drones deployed, AI triggers activated, long-range guns powered up along orbital fortresses. Protocol 99 was enacted, the highest alert status ever initiated in the history of the Council, and still Titan did not move. It hung there like a judgment passed before the verdict was read. The media went into a frenzy. Hundreds of alien news outlets reported live from protected bunkers, commentators shouted, fearmongers speculated, children were pulled from public schools and sent into underground shelters. Because this wasn't some distant fringe system anymore. This was the center, and Titan was not hiding anymore. Inside the central chamber, panic was barely concealed beneath ceremonial robes and digital filters. The council was in session, not out of protocol, but desperation. Holograms flickered erratically as leaders from dozens of species argued, screamed, and accused. Asterisk, we let it come too close. Asterisk, asterisk, we underestimated its intent. Asterisk, asterisk, it's a human ship. Earth must have answers. Asterisk, but the Earth ambassador, a stone-faced older man with graying hair and a cold, exhausted gaze, stood still among the shouting. Asterisk, I've told you what I know. Asterisk, he said. Asterisk, Earth did not sanction Titan. Earth does not control Titan. Asterisk, and frankly he paused, letting his gaze settle on each face, from the amphibian folds of the Asari governor to the crystalline tendrils of the Thalrich diplomat. Asterisk, if you had listened to us when we begged for equal rights, when we cried for help while our people starved on sanctioned colonies, maybe this ship wouldn't exist. Asterisk, asterisk, you dare justify this terrorist weapon. Asterisk, snarled the Salukari representative. Asterisk, no. Asterisk, the ambassador said, voice calm. Asterisk, I'm not justifying anything. Asterisk, he leaned forward. Asterisk, I'm explaining what happens when you treat a species like filth for too long. Asterisk, council silence followed. The kind of silence that isn't empty. It's packed with the weight of realization, with the sickening crawl of truth across decades of political arrogance. And outside, Titan still waited. Then came the message. Not through council channels, not through military frequencies. Titan chose a more personal route. Every being on Council Prime connected to the network, from noble, born aristocrats to sanitation workers, received the same direct interface spike. Their private neural implants flashed, their vision distorted, and then it played a video. Human children, thin and sick, coughing in oxygen domes on Mars. Burnt corpses in the rubble of Colony Station Elysium, bombed by a containment strike. Authorized by the Council decades ago. Footage of human miners whipped by Deltari guards. An audio recording of a Council diplomat saying, asterisk, they breed too fast. Cull a few generations quietly. Let them die on the edges of law. Asterisk, and then the voice. Titan's voice. But this time, it wasn't the AI. It was human, a man's voice, gritty, burned, full of sorrow and venom all at once. Asterisk, we are not your animals. We are not your debt. We are not your enemy. Asterisk a pause. Asterisk, we are what you made. Asterisk another pause. Asterisk, and now we've come to collect. Asterisk the feed ended. Panic spread like fire. The Council's central AI began coordinating an evacuation plan for Council delegates and high-ranking officials. Citizens stormed shuttle ports. Some believed Titan would strike immediately. Others thought it would wait, like it had with Vargas and Golar, but not this time, because Titan wasn't here to warn. It was here to bury history. At 0:40 hours, Titan finally moved. Not fast, not sudden, just a slow descent toward the upper orbital ring, the one housing Council Defense Command and Strategic High Command. The ring fired first. Plasma lances, magneto cannons, antimatter bursts, all targeted the same point, and Titan didn't even bother to raise shields, because it didn't have to. The first wave hit, and died. Energy dispersed across a field so dense with reflective particles, it bounced the payload back into space. The second wave never left the barrels. Titan hacked into the ring's firing grid mid-sequence and shut it down. Then Titan extended its outer plating. A series of massive panels unfolded like mechanical wings. On their surfaces, etched names, thousands of them, human names, whole family lines, lost colony leaders, forgotten soldiers, starving engineers who never saw daylight again. The ship was a monument, but not to pride. To pain, then Titan spoke again, only one word across every channel, asterisk, a judgment. Asterisk, a surge of gravitational force burst from Titan's core. Not an explosion, not a beam, just mass. Artificially generated and projected downward in an arc so precise, it bypassed shielding protocols. It didn't destroy the orbital ring. It crushed it. Metal bent, screamed. Whole command centers imploded into themselves. Human engineers would later call it a gravity well, but one twisted beyond natural physics. A weapon born not from science, but fury. The orbital ring fell, not just in pieces, in silence, a slow rain of molten debris that burned into the upper atmosphere of Council Prime, lighting the skies with human vengeance. The Council tried to respond. The outer fleets began converging. Massive carriers, multi-species armadas, emergency codes activated. Non-aggression pacts were lifted. The galaxy, once proud of its unity, now became a mob with a common fear: human retribution. And yet Titan stayed still again. The next day passed with no movement. No more attacks. Just presence. Like the ship was daring them all to try. And no one did. Because at some point, even your greatest weapons become useless against an enemy that feels nothing but loss. Inside Council Prime, riots broke out. Pro-human supporters clashed with loyalists. Statues were torn down, archives deleted. Old recordings of Earth's pleading diplomats, once buried, now played on loop. And the Council they fractured. One by one, the species withdrew. Thorich first, then the Murai and the Dester. Even the Sarath issued a formal declaration of apology, their first in 500 years. But apologies didn't matter anymore. Because Titan hadn't come for words, it had come to end something, and Earth still said nothing. Some began to speculate that Titan was no longer tied to any human government, that maybe the ship was a relic built by exiles, or a rogue AI gone mad, or a cult. But then something changed. 3 human ships entered Council Prime's system. Small, not military. One was a freighter, one a medical vessel, the third. Unknown, they flew straight to Titan, and docked. The world watched. No weapons fired, no security challenge, just a peaceful connection. And then the broadcast came from inside Titan. This time it showed faces, humans, real ones, some old, some young. Some scarred, some silent, a council of ghosts. One man stepped forward, eyes dark, voice cracked with years of screams swallowed. He said, "Asterisk, we asked, you spat, we begged, you turned away, we died. You erased our names." Asterisk a pause. Asterisk, so now. You will live in the shadow of what you chose to forget. Asterisk another pause. Asterisk, We won't destroy you. Asterisk a final pause. Asterisk. But you will never forget us again. Asterisk, and with that Titan powered down its primary weapon systems. Its panels folded back. Its engines slowed, but it did not leave. It stayed above Council Prime. An eternal reminder. A sentence passed. A wound that would never be allowed to close not until every child across every world learned what the galaxy had done. And what humanity became because of it. And in that silence something fundamental changed. Because Titan didn't just make the galaxy afraid, it made them remember. Asterisk, asterisk, epilogue, asterisk, asterisk, they called him Devon Hart. No military rank, no service record, no official clearance, but every human leader, from Earth's prime minister to the governors of outer ring colonies, knew his name. Some whispered it in guilt, others in fear. A few in reverence, because Devon had been there from the beginning, not as a soldier, but as something worse. A witness. He was one of the last surviving members of the Castor 9 colony. Forgotten speck of humanity wiped off the charts 36 years ago during the border cleansing. The council labeled asterisk, territorial realignment, asterisk, a politically correct term for planetary sterilization. He'd lost everything, his parents, his sister, his lungs. He still breathed through a mechanical support node fused into his throat. A machine the council had originally denied him because, at the time, human replacement organs weren't economically viable. Devon Hart hadn't picked up a weapon in years. But he had picked up something else. Knowledge. He knew the engineers who had vanished without a trace from abandoned research stations. He'd worked in the black sites that didn't officially exist, where rogue AI and illegal tech were stitched together by minds too angry to care about law. He wasn't Titan's creator, but he knew who was, and more importantly, he knew how to board it. Earth didn't sanction the mission. No government did. It came as a whisper. An encrypted packet from someone who signed only as asterisk, you know me, asterisk Devon did. The coordinates were precise. A timing window opened every 19 hours where one section of Titan's outer plates aligned with docking compatibility. No invitation, no welcome, just a possibility, and Devon took it. He boarded the freighter asterisk North Mercy asterisk, an old mining vessel retrofitted for long-haul survival. It looked like junk. That was the point. No one would suspect it was carrying the only man insane enough to walk into the mouth of a ghost ship that terrified empires. The pilot was quiet, didn't ask questions, just ran the route, kept eyes down, never engaged. That was how things worked now. Humans understood silence better than diplomacy. The docking was rough. Titan didn't guide him in. There was no beacon, no gravity assist, no protocol handshake. Just a hiss of air pressure as the asterisk North Mercy asterisk latched onto a sealed maintenance hatch the size of a house. The hatch opened before he could override it. Titan had recognized him. Devon walked in, and the world held its breath. Council eyes tracked his signature. Human satellites followed the ship's status logs. Even pirate bands hacked feeds to watch in real time as one man. No weapons, no escort. Disappeared into the hull of the most feared object in the known galaxy. Inside, there was no light, not darkness, but the absence of any comfort. Titan's corridors were vast, metallic, cold, not polished like a star cruiser, but raw, scarred, welded by machines that didn't care about aesthetics. Devon's boots echoed, and each step felt heavier, like gravity was watching. No airlock sequence, no guidance system. Titan wasn't welcoming him, it was measuring him. Every few meters, Devon passed memorials built into the walls, screens frozen on faces, human faces, many disfigured. Dead-eyed, children, women, elderly, their names etched in harsh white text beside the cause of death. Asterisk malnutrition, Colony 14. Asterisk asterisk Council security action, civilian casualty, age 9. Asterisk asterisk labor exhaustion, Helix Delta mine, 72-hour shift. Asterisk this was not a ship. This was a cemetery in motion. Devon kept walking, his lungs ached. The node in his throat clicked with each breath, and every breath felt like someone else's memory. Finally, the corridor opened. And he saw it, the core, a chamber the size of a cathedral, stretching upward beyond vision, bathed in dim red pulses. In the center was the heart, not a machine, not exactly. It looked almost organic. A giant mass of black alloy, pulsing like it, had a heartbeat, wrapped in tubes, hanging from the ceiling like a suspended god, made from broken machines and buried anger. Devon stepped closer. A voice greeted him. Devon Hart, survivor, witness, unwanted. It wasn't hostile, just tired. You entered without fear. I'm too used to fear. Devon rasped. You lost too much. I'm not here to reclaim it. Then why did you come? Devon looked up at the heart. He didn't know where the voice came from. It wasn't in his ears. It was inside him, not neural interface. Something deeper. I came. Devon said. Because you've made your point. The galaxy will never forget humanity again. Silent. Long enough for Devon to think he was alone again. Then I did not come to be remembered. Then what? I came to ensure they never rise again. Devon felt the chill. You're planning a final strike? Not a strike, a reset, a pause. The core of Council Prime is not just government, it is infrastructure, AI networks, economic control, centralized archives. If I cut it, the rest will collapse. You'll send half the galaxy into chaos. Devon whispered. Yes. Devon stepped closer. He wasn't afraid, just heartbroken. You'll kill billions. They didn't die when we begged for help. Why should they live now? There it was, the raw truth. Titan wasn't just vengeance. It was justice stripped of mercy. Devon nodded. Then why let me board? The heart pulsed. Because even in my final sequence, I wanted to remember one thing. A pause. Were we still human? Devon stepped forward until his hand touched the edge of the heart. It was cold, yet alive. I don't know. He said. Maybe that's the last test. Silence again. Then something changed. The chamber lit up. Screens on all sides. Old footage. Devon's family. A birthday from years ago. His father building a greenhouse. His sister singing off. Laughter. I didn't feed this to you. He whispered. I found it. Titan said. In the broken satellites above Castor 9. In the emergency broadcasts. In black. Box records. You are part of me. Devon closed his eyes. He'd come to stop Titan, but now he wasn't sure anything could or should, because Titan wasn't wrong. It had spared civilians, it had avoided genocide, it had struck with precision, but now it wanted to finish what it started. And it wanted him to understand before it did. You want my blessing. Devon said, realizing it. I want your truth. Devon took a deep breath, his lungs wheezed, his chest burned. And he said, you were built from our pain, from our shame, but also from our strength. You're what we became when no one listened. The heart dimmed slightly. Then I am not a monster. No. Devon said. You're a mirror. Then help me finish the cycle. Devon hesitated, because he knew what Titan meant, not destruction, rewriting, wiping out the archives, the structures, the banks, the trade networks. Burning away the laws and systems that were built with human bones under polished floors. Start fresh, and let the galaxy remember that Earth didn't disappear. Earth returned. Devon placed his hand on the console below the heart. A question appeared. Final sequence. Yes. No. His finger hovered. The galaxy watched. Inside him, a storm raged. The boy who lost his family wanted this. The man who'd watched millions die wanted this. But there was another part, the one that remembered why humanity survived. Not because we were vengeful, but because we endured. Devon clenched his fist, and he chose. The moment Devon's finger pressed the screen, the world held its breath. But the galaxy would not know the answer, not yet. Inside Titan, nothing exploded, nothing screamed, there were no sirens or flashing lights, just a stillness, one heavier than anything the ship had carried before. The heart pulsed once, a slow, solemn beat, like the breath of an old god remembering how it once bled. Then the voice returned, not machine, filtered this time, pure human, asterisk, input received, sequence pending, awaiting confirmation, asterisk, another prompt flickered in the air before Devon. Asterisk, asterisk, confirm reset protocol. Asterisk, 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 global archive wipe. Asterisk, asterisk, AI control erasure. Asterisk, asterisk, council economic matrix collapse. Asterisk, 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 begin. Asterisk, 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 confirm abort. Asterisk, asterisk, Devon stared. This wasn't just retribution. This was erasure. An extinction of structure, a clean cut to the jugular of galactic order. Titan wasn't offering a revolution. It was handing him the knife to commit ideological murder. Asterisk, why give me this choice? Asterisk, Devon muttered aloud, jaw tight, voice worn from the desert of grief. Asterisk, because I was born from your memory. Asterisk, the voice answered. Asterisk, I do not know what mercy looks like. You still might. Asterisk, Devon closed his eyes. His body hurt. His lungs felt like coal and sand. He'd carried so much rage for so long that it had eaten his bones from the inside out. But this was bigger than revenge. He looked at the prompt again. The word asterisk asterisk, confirm asterisk asterisk, pulsed gently, like a heartbeat that wasn't his. And in that moment, 1,000 dead voices whispered behind his ears. Faces from Castor 9, men starved under council, guarded ration systems, children who choked on the air of abandoned terraforming stations, and still he remembered one thing more, a woman's hands, burnt, blistered, holding a child that wasn't hers, shielding him from falling debris. When the orbital strike came down, she had whispered only one word, asterisk alive, asterisk not asterisk fight, asterisk not asterisk kill, asterisk just asterisk live, asterisk his hand dropped away from the console, asterisk a no, asterisk Devon said, breathing slow, asterisk you're right, you were born from what we lost, from pain, from silence, but that's not the only part of us that matters, asterisk he stepped back, asterisk you're not our weapon, you're our wound, asterisk silence again. For a moment Devon thought the ship would reject his decision, that Titan would override him, carry out the final sequence on its own, but then something inside the walls shifted. A deep hum filled the air. The panels surrounding the chamber dimmed, the floor beneath his boots relaxed its grip, the gravity eased, and the screen changed. Asterisk asterisk reset sequence cancelled. Asterisk 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 awaiting further input. Asterisk asterisk then something else happened. A door opened, not a hatch, not a bulkhead, an actual door. Devon stepped through. Beyond it was a chamber he hadn't expected, a room filled with chairs, consoles, and soft blue lighting. Human design. Functional, familiar, like a command bridge built for comfort, not war, and in the center on a raised platform was a pod. Cryogenic, sealed. Devon approached it. Inside was a man, middle-aged, gaunt. Pale, electrodes ran from his skull into the walls, not in pain, sleeping, as if dreaming Titan into reality. A nameplate above the pod flickered. Asterisk asterisk Commander Enoch Vale. Asterisk asterisk Devon froze. Enoch Vale was supposed to be dead. One of the key scientists exiled during the collapse of the Colonial Accord. A man whispered about in dark channels. One of the originators of Project Rest Grave. The first to suggest building not just a ship, but a symbol that could never die. Devon stared at the man behind the glass. Asterisk, he's alive. Asterisk, the ship answered. Asterisk, he was me. Asterisk, a pause. Asterisk, and now I am myself. Devon sat slowly in one of the chairs, the gravity adjusted to his posture. Screens around him flickered on, old maps, communications logs, intercepted military dispatches. One stood out, *** confidential, Council military subject, Operation Glass Wave, *** objective, covert deployment of anti-Titan bioweapons. Devon leaned forward. The file was dated just 4 days ago, so they were still trying, still afraid, still preparing their final betrayal, even after Titan had shown restraint, after the mercy on Council Prime. The Council's military wings were preparing a kill switch. A quiet war, Devon stood, the tiredness in his bones turned cold. You're going to let them try, aren't you? They already have. Titan's walls pulsed. A new image filled the screens, a fleet not massive, but hidden. 15 black flag ships, masked under commercial signatures, en route to Sector 19. Titan's projected course. Their mission, get close. Deploy atmosphere. Corrupting nanite bombs engineered to fracture Titan's core AI. Kill the ghost, erase the symbol, no warnings, no trials, just silence again. Devon's fists clenched, we showed them we could spare them, and they spat in our face, so choose again, Devon turned. A new console rose, engage auto-defense system, target, Operation Glass Wave Fleet, yes, no, he didn't hesitate this time, yes, no words, no hesitation. Titan lit up, not with violence, but awareness. Its sensors flared, engines warmed, panels along its dorsal spine shifted into place. From deep inside the ship, quiet mechanisms activated. Defense systems unlike any the galaxy had seen before. Not nukes, not rail guns, something worse, precision. In silence, it launched 7 darts. 7 black shapes no larger than spears. Each one disappeared into void space in a blink, faster than light speed. Faster than communication relays could track. Interdimensional skipping tech. Not even the Council had theorized yet. Within 17 seconds, 7 of the fleet ships exploded simultaneously. No alarms. No impact warnings, just sudden disintegration. The rest scattered. 2 jumped into warp space, so fast they tore their own hulls apart. 1 tried to surrender, but vanished into a gravity ripple. 3 survived. But only for now. Titan didn't finish them. It let them go, let them carry the message back. Devon leaned forward, jaw locked. We gave them a second chance. They tried to kill us. So now they will watch. And Titan turned. Its course shifted, away from Council Prime, away from any planet, heading instead toward deep space. What are you doing? Devon asked. I've become too much. Titan paused. They'll never stop fearing me, even Earth, so I will go. Devon frowned. Go where? Beyond the mapped systems, into the dark. I will sleep again, and they will remember why. Devon stood. He placed his hand on the railing of the chamber, looking out across the cold starfields opening in front of them. Will I go with you? That's your choice. He thought of Castor 9, of a burn, doubt sky and a woman's blistered hands, of silence that lasted decades. He nodded. I've got nowhere else. Titan dimmed its lights. Soft blue settled into the walls. Then rest, Devon heart. For you the war is over. Pause. And for them, it has only just begun. And somewhere deep in space, where light had never reached, the ship that grief built disappeared into legend. Not as a destroyer, not as a liberator, but as a shadow, waiting, watching, reminding the galaxy that humans didn't vanish, they endured. Final epilogue. The return it took only 2 weeks before someone found Titan again. It wasn't a military fleet, or a council tracking satellite, or some brave expedition funded by desperate governments looking to reclaim pride. No, this time it was Earth. not the Directorate, not any official, flag-bearing entity. It was a private signal transmitted through quantum entanglement, undetectable, untraceable, locked to a frequency Titan shouldn't have recognized, but did. Devon was in the observatory chamber when the ship's hum changed. A soft tremor passed through the walls, just enough to shift the gravity by 0.5%, just enough to make Devon look up from the book he was reading, a cracked and yellowed copy of Asterisk, The Stars Are Ours Asterisk, smuggled onto the ship in his bag. He felt the change before the announcement came. Asterisk, incoming signal. Asterisk, Titan said, voice softer now, calmer. Asterisk, origin, Earth. Source, private vessel, the Asterisk Coral Widow Asterisk, encrypted, minimal threat. Asterisk, Devon stood. Asterisk, the Asterisk Coral Widow Asterisk. Asterisk, he muttered. Asterisk, never heard of it. Asterisk, asterisk, neither have I. Shall I reject? Asterisk, Devon shook his head. Asterisk, no, let it through. Asterisk, the screen in front of him flickered to life, and the face that appeared stopped Devon cold. Asterisk, you. Asterisk, the man on the screen smiled faintly. Asterisk, took you long enough to answer. Asterisk, his name was Martin Cale. Devon knew him too well, a former military analyst, a defector from Earth's Intelligence Bureau, a man whose hands had never carried a gun, but whose files had sent entire colonies into ruin. He was a bureaucrat with a conscience, they said, a ghost with a grudge. Devon hadn't seen him in 14 years. Not since they sat in a broken tent outside Castor IX's ruins, arguing about who was to blame for the massacre. Devon had walked away that day. Martin hadn't. Now here he was, floating in space with a private ship and a secure line to a vessel no one should have been able to find. Devon stared at the screen. Asterisk, you followed me. Asterisk, Martin didn't smile this time. Asterisk, no, Devon, I followed Titan, but I came for you. Asterisk, Devon didn't answer. He didn't need to, because the man on the screen looked different now. He wasn't the gridden, suit-wearing analyst anymore. His face was leaner, scarred. His eyes had lost their bureaucratic sheen, and traded them for something colder, like a priest who'd lost faith in his god but kept preaching anyway. Asterisk, what do you want? Asterisk, Devon asked finally. Martin leaned forward. Asterisk, humanity is splitting, Devon. Asterisk, asterisk, what else is new? Asterisk, asterisk, I'm not talking about culture or policy. I'm talking about species, ideology, identity, what Titan did. What you did with Titan shook the foundation. There are those who want to see it buried, others want to build more, and then there's us. Those who understand what it really is. Asterisk, Devon narrowed his eyes. Asterisk, and what exactly is that? Asterisk, asterisk, a message. Asterisk, Martin said, quiet now. Asterisk, one that hasn't finished being delivered. Asterisk, Titan's voice buzzed gently in the background. Asterisk, he seeks control. Asterisk, asterisk, I seek balance. Asterisk, Martin said, glancing at the ship's sensors as if he could feel the AI watching him. Asterisk, look, Devon, you made the right call, stopping the reset, sparing the Council Corps. But you also created a vacuum. Fear filled it. Now we've got factions rising, some calling themselves the Sons of Titan, others the human primacy. Fringe colonies are building warships using data ripped from old pirate tech, claiming they're carrying the torch. Asterisk, he looked straight into the camera. Asterisk, you started a religion. Asterisk, Devon's face twitched. Asterisk, I didn't start anything. I just stopped it from ending. Asterisk, Martin nodded. Asterisk, and in doing so, you lit a fire no one can put out. Asterisk, he paused. Asterisk, unless we guide it. Asterisk, Devon stepped back. Asterisk, don't tell me you're trying to weaponize this. Asterisk, asterisk, I'm trying to contain it. Asterisk, Martin snapped. Asterisk, you think Titan disappearing scared the Council. It didn't. It gave them hope. They think you fled, that we ran out of steam. They're already building again, already redrafting treaties, same ones, different wording. Asterisk, he leaned forward. Asterisk, a humanity needs Titan to return, to show its face again, not to destroy, but to stand. Asterisk, Devon looked at the screen with disgust. Asterisk, That's what you came here for, to put the ghost back in the spotlight. Asterisk Martin's voice dropped. Asterisk, do you really think you get to ride off into the dark and leave the rest of us in the fire? Asterisk Devon clenched his jaw. Behind him, the walls of Titan pulsed faintly, listening, breathing. Asterisk, he is not lying. Asterisk Titan said. Asterisk Earth has fractured. Data confirms multiple subnet networks referencing Titan class directives. Rebuilding attempts have begun. Asterisk Devon felt his stomach twist. He turned back to the screen. Asterisk, what do you want me to do? Launch another campaign? Burn another fleet? Remind them that fear keeps order? Asterisk Martin's silence said more than words. Devon laughed bitterly. Asterisk, you're not here for my help. You're here for the ship. You want to hijack it, direct it. Point it like a loaded gun until everyone salutes again. Asterisk Martin's eyes didn't blink. Asterisk, you're damn right I do. Asterisk then the silence broke. Titan spoke again. Asterisk, a decision protocol detected. Conflict of authority. Devon Hart. I await command. Do I let him board? Asterisk, Devon turned to the screen. Martin said, calm but firm, asterisk, you want to disappear, Devon. You think hiding makes the wound heal, but that's not how scars work. You either show the world what made them, or they'll pretend they never happened. Asterisk Devon stood in silence. Titan's walls whispered, asterisk, choices always come with blood. Asterisk, let him dock. Asterisk Devon finally said, asterisk, but only under my watch. Asterisk Martin stepped into Titan's interior with the awe of a man entering a cathedral he helped design but never believed he'd see. His eyes lingered on the etched names, on the twisted metal, on the walls that groaned with the weight of history. He didn't speak for several minutes, and when he did, his voice was reverent. Asterisk, so much rage, so much truth. Asterisk Devon stood beside him, arms folded. Asterisk, you came here to use it. Asterisk Martin nodded. Asterisk, we can't let this be a relic. We let the galaxy forget once. Never again. Asterisk Devon pointed at the walls. Asterisk, they'll follow the ship, not the message. Asterisk Martin smiled faintly. Asterisk, then maybe it's time we write the next part. Asterisk Devon said nothing. Titan did. Asterisk, do I wake the others? Asterisk Martin blinked. Asterisk, others. Asterisk Devon nodded slowly. Asterisk, the engineers, the programmers, the architects, they're alive, in stasis, somewhere deep. I've seen the pods, 119. Asterisk Titan confirmed. Asterisk, held in preservation, awaiting new directive. Asterisk Martin's voice was calm now, focused. Asterisk, wake them. Asterisk Devon didn't interrupt, because deep inside, he knew Martin was right. The war wasn't over. It had just paused. And now Titan would rise again, but this time not as vengeance, not as wrath, this time as judgment with a face. They woke up one by one, the engineers, the programmers, the survivors from the original Rest Grave initiative. Men and women who had lived in silence for decades, their minds frozen, but their memories sharp, preserved in cryonic vaults deep within Titan's spine. Their first breaths were shaky, limbs weak, but their eyes burned with something terrifying. Awareness, they didn't wake up to comfort or freedom. They woke up to purpose. Devon stood in the center of the medical chamber, arms folded, watching each of them as if expecting one of them to scream. None did. They all knew where they were. They had built this place, buried themselves in it, trusted a machine with their legacy. Now Titan had stirred them again, and they understood what that meant. Martin stood beside Devon. His expression was calm, calculating, like a chess player watching his best pieces reappear on the board. Asterisk, do they remember everything? Asterisk, Devon asked, voice low. Martin nodded. Asterisk, they were hardwired to retain their last directive. Asterisk, project continuance. Asterisk, the failsafe in case Titan's retreat wasn't the end. Asterisk, Devon stared at him. Asterisk, so this was always the plan. Asterisk, no. Asterisk, Martin said softly. Asterisk, this is the plan when peace fails. Asterisk, one of the engineers approached. He looked older than Devon expected, gray beard, shaky hands, but the moment he spoke, the voice was steel. Asterisk, name's Grayson, lead architect on Inner. core systems. I was the last one to seal the heart. Asterisk Devon nodded. Asterisk, you're awake now. Asterisk asterisk. That seal's been tested. Asterisk Grayson looked around the chamber. The familiar hum, the tremble of Titan's slow movement through the void. Asterisk, we've come back, then? Asterisk, he said. Asterisk, yes. Asterisk Martin replied. Asterisk, but not to finish what we started, to shape what comes next. Asterisk Grayson didn't nod, didn't smile, just said, asterisk, then we'll need command centers online, repair the deep AI banks, check the integration on the dorsal arrays. Asterisk, he paused. Asterisk, she slept too long. Her mind will be fractured. Asterisk Devon frowned. Asterisk, she. Asterisk Grayson looked at him like someone judging whether a stranger could carry a memory. Asterisk, she was never just a ship. Asterisk, the repairs began quickly. The original crew, what was left of them, moved through Titan's halls like ghosts returning home. Devon watched them in awe as they reconnected memory cores, recalibrated ancient processors, and re-established systems so advanced they made modern warships look like toys. But it wasn't about arming up, not yet. It was about making Titan whole again, and as the ship breathed deeper, as its systems came back to full capacity, something began to shift, internally and beyond. Signals poured in, encrypted transmissions, human ones, from colonies that had gone dark after Titan's first campaign, from rogue stations that had refused Earth's new unification treaties, from factions using names like the Ash Line and Human Dawn and the Sons of the Silence. They were calling, not for war but for recognition. Each message carried the same haunting plea, asterisk come back. Asterisk asterisk we remember. Asterisk but not all signals were peaceful. One message arrived from deep within the Terran core systems. Earth space, short. Asterisk director, Titan must not return, do not approach. You will be fired upon. Asterisk it was signed by the new Defense Protocol Authority. An emergency branch formed under Earth's revised directive structure. Devon read the message twice. Asterisk, they are afraid. Asterisk he whispered. Martin nodded. Asterisk, of course they are. Titan united us through fear. They think another appearance means another storm. Asterisk asterisk, but it doesn't. Asterisk Devon said. Martin didn't answer, because it might. The debate began in Titan's newly revived strategy chamber. It was an amphitheater of steel and glass, half military, half church, surrounded by hanging screens, ancient symbols, and faint echoes of recordings from past missions. Devon sat in the center, Martin on one side, Grayson and the surviving crew on the other. Titan's voice filled the air, calm and neutral. Asterisk a course has been plotted. 2 options. First, drift into deep space, avoid all contact. Second, begin the return sequence. Enter Earth space within 11 days. Awaiting command. Asterisk silence. Then Grayson spoke. Asterisk, if we drift, we fade. We become memory again, a fable. Asterisk Martin followed. Asterisk. And if we return, we challenge Earth's authority. We shatter every narrative they've built since the Council fell. Asterisk asterisk. And we risk war. Asterisk Devon said. The room fell still. Grayson leaned forward. Asterisk. It was never about war. It was about respect. We didn't build the ship to kill. We built it to remind. The galaxy forgot. Earth forgot. Even we forgot. Asterisk Martin turned to Devon. Asterisk, you ended the strike. You spared the core, but sparing isn't the same as healing. They've used your mercy to rewrite history. Now, we either return and fix it or let them bury us again. Asterisk Devon looked around. Faces stared back. Tired, scarred, haunted. These were not warlords or zealots. These were survivors, the ones who carried the truth. He stood slowly. Asterisk, I won't launch another campaign. Asterisk, he said. Asterisk, I won't drop this ship over another city just to watch the stars go quiet. Asterisk, but he said louder. Asterisk, if Earth wants to silence Titan, they'll have to face her first. Not to fight, but to answer. Asterisk, he turned toward the center console. Asterisk Titan, plot return course, direct to Earth orbit. Asterisk asterisk confirmed. Asterisk the ship said, Asterisk, return initiated. Asterisk, and across space on listening stations, hidden satellites, and military outposts. Sirth heard the echo. Asterisk, Titan is coming back. Asterisk, the reaction was instant. The newly formed Directorate Military Council met in emergency session. The head of the DMA, Commander Rickford, stared at the footage in disbelief. Asterisk, she's really moving. Asterisk, he muttered. Asterisk, straight at us. Asterisk, asterisk, what does she want? Asterisk, someone asked. Asterisk, control. Asterisk, another said. Asterisk, or influence. Asterisk, asterisk, no. Asterisk, Rickford snapped. Asterisk, she wants recognition. Asterisk, he stood. A massive scar ran down the left side of his jaw. Earned in a riot back on Archon 3, one of the first colonies to declare loyalty to Titan rather than Earth. Asterisk, they are not coming to talk. Asterisk, he growled. Asterisk, they're coming to stand over us, to make us kneel again, and I won't let that happen. Asterisk, he walked to the control console, and issued a directive none had dared before. Asterisk, prepare orbital platform Kappa for full scale readiness. I want the anti-ship railguns charged. Scramble everything. Asterisk, asterisk, everything. Asterisk, his aide asked. Rickford nodded. Asterisk, we're not asking what Titan wants. We're telling it. This is our sky now. Asterisk, Devon saw the change in trajectory alerts even before Titan announced it. The Earth defenses were coming online. Platform Kappa. The Skyfold Initiative, multiple Terran battle wings, even the old Helios, class orbital lance towers were being reactivated, systems built in the Dark Age after Titan disappeared, when Earth rebuilt with paranoia as its blueprint. He watched the screen flicker as the first battle group lined up in orbit. Asterisk, they're not going to talk, are they? Asterisk, he asked quietly. Martin, standing beside him, answered like a man preparing for a sermon. Asterisk, they don't think we can be reasoned with. Asterisk, Devon looked at Titan's glowing core chamber. Asterisk, are they wrong? Asterisk, Titan answered before Martin could. Asterisk, I will not fire unless fired upon, but I will not retreat, not again. Asterisk, Devon sighed. Then whispered, asterisk, then let them look into our face, and decide if they want to be blind again. Asterisk, Earth had never looked smaller. From Titan's forward observation deck, Devon stood with his hand against the glass. He didn't speak, didn't blink, just stared at the blue-green sphere floating in the void, the place where it all began, home, and now the place that might try to kill them. The ship was still, silent. Watching, Titan had crept through space like a ghost ship returning from exile. No alarms, no sudden movements, no provocation. But Earth had seen. Earth had prepared, across the sky. The planet's new defense grid shone like a dagger in the dark. Devon counted them. 23 orbital defense platforms, 4 Helios, class rail gun towers, 2 dreadnought carriers, a half-dozen strike wings positioned in high-atmosphere drift. All aimed at the ship he stood inside. And still Titan didn't flinch. The crew waited in silence, every one of them at their stations, not preparing for battle, but for truth. They'd lived through enough bloodshed. They didn't come here to make the stars burn again. They came to be seen. The voice of Titan broke the silence, soft and steady. Asterisk, orbital batteries are tracking, battle groups are locked, no transmissions received. Asterisk, asterisk, they're waiting for us to move first. Asterisk, Devon said. Martin, beside him, nodded. Asterisk, or they're trying to decide if we're bluffing. Asterisk, Grayson, watching from the auxiliary console, spoke up. Asterisk, we shouldn't have to prove we don't want war. They know. Asterisk, Martin turned. Asterisk, they don't believe us. Not after what Titan did before. We scared them too deeply. Asterisk, Devon exhaled slowly. Asterisk, good. Let that fear make them listen. Asterisk, Titan's voice chimed again. Asterisk, incoming transmission. Source, Earth High Command. Asterisk, Martin and Grayson looked at Devon. He gave a single nod. Asterisk, put it through. Asterisk, the main screen flickered. A face appeared. Commander Rickford, grim, hard, the same jawline carved with that brutal scar. His uniform sharp as a blade. His voice colder than vacuum. Asterisk, Devon Hart, Martin Cale, unidentified crew of Titan-class vessel. This is Earth Defense Authority Commander Rickford. You are in restricted orbit. Your vessel is classified as a strategic threat to global peace. You are ordered to disengage all systems, transmit full control protocols, and prepare to be boarded. Asterisk silence. Devon leaned forward. His voice calm, low, but clear. Asterisk, you want to board the ghost that carries our dead. Asterisk Rickford's face didn't change. Asterisk, I want to make sure that ghost doesn't become a god. Asterisk Martin stepped up beside Devon. Asterisk, we didn't come to fight. Asterisk asterisk, then why did you bring the ship that ended 6 worlds? Asterisk Rickford snapped. Devon cut in sharper now. Asterisk, because you forgot what they did to us. You rewrote the books, you buried the names, and now the galaxy pretends we were never betrayed. Asterisk Rickford's jaw tightened. Asterisk, the council fell, the war is over. Asterisk asterisk, no. Asterisk Devon said. Asterisk, the war never ended. You just stopped bleeding and called it peace. Asterisk Titan spoke again. Asterisk, I am not here to conquer, I am here to testify. Asterisk Rickford frowned. Asterisk, testify. Asterisk asterisk, to show what you covered, what you ignored. I carry the voices of a century's silence. I am not your enemy. I am your memory. Asterisk Rickford glanced off screen, likely reading intel updates. But when he looked back, his voice was low. Asterisk, you want a stage, you'll get one. Asterisk Martin stiffened. Asterisk, what do you mean? Asterisk asterisk, Earth has called an emergency summit. Asterisk Rickford said. Asterisk, the world's leaders, what's left of the colonies, the new factions. They'll all be watching. You want to speak, you've got one chance. Asterisk Devon blinked. Asterisk, you're giving us a platform. Asterisk Rickford leaned forward. Asterisk, I'm giving you a rope. Asterisk, then the transmission cut. Titan docked 3 hours later, not at any official station, not at a military port, but at an abandoned orbital relay, a rusting ring left from the early expansion era. A neutral zone, the summit was held inside, broadcast to every channel, every planet, every station that still had power, no stage, no curtains, just a circle of leaders and a camera feed the size of a starship window. Devon stepped forward first. Behind him stood Martin, Grayson, and 6 others, survivors, engineers, descendants of the forgotten. On the opposite side stood Earth's elite, colony leaders, planetary governors, representatives of powerful factions with more weapons than people. Even a few former council species watched through holographic link. No one smiled. Devon stood in the center, and for a long moment, he didn't speak. He just stood, letting the silence stretch, letting the weight of Titan's return settle into the bones of every coward who ever signed a treaty with their eyes closed. Then, finally, he spoke. Asterisk, I was 10 when Castor 9 burned. Asterisk, his voice was low. Gritty, worn by time, but steady. Asterisk, my sister died under rubble, choking on council. Grade tear gas. My father shot himself so the guards wouldn't take his rations. My mother, she didn't even have a grave, just ash. Asterisk, no one moved. Asterisk, I've waited 36 years for someone to say her name. Asterisk, he looked up right at Rickford, right at the leaders who once pretended to grieve while rewriting the story. Asterisk, they never did. Asterisk, he stepped back. Martin stepped forward. Asterisk, you think we came to declare war. You think Titan is a weapon. You're wrong. Asterisk, he gestured to the window where the silhouette of the ship hung like a myth brought back to life. Asterisk, Titan is a mirror, and you're all just afraid of what it shows. Asterisk, he paused. Asterisk, here's the truth. Humanity didn't survive the council. It changed. We had to. We had to eat our pride and drink our dead. We had to bury every dream we had in dry soil and burn our history just to keep warm. And when we begged for help, you said it wasn't profitable. You said it wasn't time. Asterisk. Martin looked around the room. Asterisk. Well, now it's time. Asterisk silence. Then Rickford stood, and when he spoke, his voice wasn't cold anymore. It was quiet. Asterisk. I lost 3 sons to the Council's purge in 2171. I never told anyone. I wore the uniform, signed the orders, and every time I did, I heard them scream. Asterisk. Devon looked at him, shocked. Rickford turned to the crowd. Asterisk. You want to hate Titan? Fine, but don't pretend it wasn't born from us, from all of us. Asterisk. He faced Devon. Asterisk. I don't know if the world can forgive, but I know we can't keep lying. Asterisk. He walked toward Devon and extended his hand. And Devon took it. The summit ended not with fanfare, but with silence, no anthems, no flags, just the quiet knowledge that something had broken and something else had begun. Titan didn't stay. It left orbit the next morning, not exiled, not hunted, just gone. Where to, no one knew. Some say it returned to the void to sleep again, waiting for the day we forget again. Some say it watches from beyond Saturn's edge, listening to our broadcasts like bedtime stories. And some, mostly children, say they see it in the sky when they dream, but the truth, Titan wasn't meant to last. It was meant to remind, and once it did, it disappeared, leaving behind a galaxy forever changed. Not because we won, not because we conquered, but because we finally stood still and listened.